Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti here, flying solo this morning. It'll be afternoon in a couple of moments. And then you see the expansive three racing surface we have here at beautiful Gulfstream Park. We got a fast main track. We got the all-weather Tapeta. We got some pretty nice races, throughout the afternoon. We got a $300,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six, which starts, I believe, in race number 4 today with the 9-race card. So, with all that early business taken care of, let's delve right into our card. First race today is a 1 mile maiden claimer for 3-year-olds and up, $12,500. No scratches or jockey changes in there. I went with the number 4 horse in here, Win 99, and is dropping to the 12.5 level. I'm going to wear blinkers today. We're going to show you the horse's last race at the start. We're just going to show you a couple of shots of the start. First, we're going to show you the head on here. You can just see this horse gets, breaks badly, almost goes to its knees, gets shut off in the start. We also got the pan of it, just to show you what this horse was dealing with after that start. You will see it gets all shuffled right back to last. So just wanted to point that out and just show you those, two angles of the start in there. So I like the fact they're adding blinkers, recovered from that start, didn't run, finished a distant fourth, but is against 20 maidens going 6.5 furlongs, and you saw it was in the slop. Eddie Plessis Jr. pretty sharp. He's 24% with his maidens making their second start, and Edgar Zayas after the fantastic day yesterday with 4 wins, handling the stretch out today to the 1 mile distance. A couple other horses I had some interest in this race. Number 6, Heaven's Tail, is stretching out to a mile and making the usually fruitful third start back from the layoff today. I thought took a positive step forward last time out when he finished an improved third. That was going 6 furlongs. Jeff Engler is the trainer. He's pretty solid with the stretch-out move, about 16%. And then you got the number 7 here, Tintotero, is a candidate, I think, for a rebound performance after following a well-meant second-place finish at this distance. Now, that was 2 starts back. Didn't show much last time out. It was a pretty poor showing, going 7 furlongs. Antonio Sano has got Gabriel Martinez, handling the stretch out in distance today. So Wind 99 to 4 is my top pick in here. I didn't use the one-arm horse on my ticket a little further down, who's the morning line favorite in 5 to 2. I got to watch one from there. I'm going to use that horse on my super ticket. I just had, I got to see one. I'm sorry, after that last race. So we'll see how that horse runs this afternoon. When we flip the page, we go to the second races where our first of 2 pick 4s starts this afternoon, and this one's going to be on the Tapeta at 5.5 furlongs, maiden claimers, fillies, 2-year-olds, and we did have a scratch in here of the number 7 horse, and I went with the number 8 Miracle Drug, the Irish bred, who's dropping a level on the maiden scale, made a middle move last time out, actually got the lead before flattening out and finished 5th. That was in her $35,000 career debut, going 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. Talking about Edgar Zayas having a good day, Sappy Joseph had a fantastic day yesterday with 4 wins, and they're going to team up once again after really taking hold of the track yesterday and running exceptionally well here. For those 4 winners, they teamed up together. So Sappy Joseph Jr. And I got a stat, Sappy Joseph Jr., his last 21 starts, he has 12 wins. That's counting Kentucky and New York. That is an incredible percentage. So the barn is going great guns, and Edgar now our leading rider for sure. The number 4 current case is another dropping to the 25 level today after rallying to finish 4th. Actually finished 4th in front of a Miracle Drug at the $35,000 level last time out. So you would think this would be a logical contender, especially if you're like me and like the 8 Miracle Drug. Then you got the 3 Solo Girl, who has her claiming tag sliced in half today. She returns from the layoff, moves to the Tapeta, and turns back to 5.5 furlongs. So lots of things going on after finishing that distant third against 50 maidens, going 6.5 furlongs. Now that was on the main track here, so going to try to Tapeta. Edwin Gonzalez will ride this half of the Sappy Joseph Jr. uncoupled entry. So 2 from Sappy here in race number 2, and that kicks off, as I said, first of 2 pick 4s this afternoon. Race number 3 is a 6.5 furlong starter allowance. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. We started for $20,000 and less. Jockey change on the number 4 horse today. Chantal Sutherland, Jermaine Bridgemahan will not be riding here this afternoon. I went with the Brambleberry on top. We'll start with that horse who's turning back to 6.5 furlongs and breaking from the rail again after go and look at the last race, set the pace and held on to defeat this level of competition, going 7/8 of a mile to Daughter of Brethren. Gets second-time blinkers today by Kent Sweezy, who is 23% winning consecutive races. So nice performance by this horse last time out. The number 3, let's be honest, a 2-time winner at the distance, so I like that. That's 5 starts with 2 wins in a second. Turns back. Pair of really solid performances against optional claimers. That was going a mile. Includes that score, 2 starts back, and the well-meant second against those 16-starter optional claimers last time out. So likes this distance. I'm thinking that horse is going to run very well. And then the number 5 horse in here, Gitana, is stretching out an additional half furlong. After shipping out in from Delaware and dueling for the lead throughout, we're going to go back and pick up this horse's last race from the 3/16 pole home when Gitana just gets nosed at the wire by a horse called Sprout Wings. You see Sprout Wings 7-2. Gitana was 8-1 that day. Watch this finish. They just keep ding-donging it right down to the wire. Of course, the Gitana is the number 3 horse, and it's just a good race in here. It comes up, and you see this right at the wire. Boy, hard to call this one when they cross over, but that one was second in that race. So good performance, and it's Rohan Crichton. MCL Jaramillo will be in the saddle this afternoon. So 1, 3, and 5 for me in race number 3. That signals to me it's time to take a break. When we come back, we'll have my Rainbow Six ticket for Sunday afternoon.
And they're off. Second in the 2-path. Ground by first inside. Race. And a quarter of a mile to go, and he's 6 yards out. It's last of the 12 as they roll into the backstretch.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti here. The 4th race this afternoon is going to be about 1 mile, 70 yards on the Tapeta. These are maiden special weight 2-year-olds. We did have some scratches in here, very important, with the 1, 12, 14, 15, 16. The reason I mention that right away when I show you my ticket, because the 13 Beloved Warrior gets in for Safi and Edgar Zaya. So here's my ticket. I had to go 4 deep in here, and it made my ticket a little more expensive. I really like the 4. I had interest in the 7 and the 6, but the 13, I cannot leave that one off the ticket. 2 deep in race number 5. I think Lyrical is the one to beat. In race number 6, did go 3 deep in there with Titanic Rose. She is Royal and Bella Maria. And then in race number 7, boy, I can't wait to see Last Leaf run again for Ronnie Spatz, and a nicely bred horse, Kit Keller, a daughter of Ghost Zapper, going to run here for Mike Stidham. So that was just 2 deep in race number 7. Race number 8, 3 deep in there with Famous Gent, Dreamliner, the Brazilian bred, and number 4, Diligent. And then in race number 9, just the 2 horses. And I like Grace's Drama for a price, but I use Nationalist too. 57.60 for me with that $300,000 jackpot guarantee. So as I mentioned, with this race, 1 mile and 70 yards, with that horse getting, oh, by the way, Christian Torres is going to ride the 7, and Edgar will be on the 13. The 4 horse in here, Mannix, it is very interesting to me, the Irish bred. Going to try and solve the Tapeta mystery in his North American debut for trainer Mark Cassie. Mark Cassie right now, this has been updated. He's now 6 for 20, 30% over the local synthetic surface here. It's a son of Australia. He tries the Tapeta, finished really good 3rd in a trio of turf races during the summer campaign in Ireland. The colt working well up at Palm Meadows, and you get Edwin Gonzalez in the saddle today. A lots to like about the number 4 here and there. And Edwin Gonzalez and Mark Cassie are 39% together. That is amazing. So when they ride together, you got to take a second look. The number 7 in here, Pioneer of Medina is stretching out to the about mile and 70-yard distance with the breeding needed to handle both the surface and the distance. Trainer Todd Pletcher has the son of Pioneer of Denial, working well up at Palm Beach Downs in preparation for their first start. Now, of course, finished second in its 6 furlong debut on the mom at the main track, so there's lots of guesswork going on in here with the number 7 horse in here, Pioneer of Medina. So we'll see how that one runs. The number 6, Tepper, son of Candy Ride, debuting for Kelsey Danner. Series of solid workouts showing on both turf and dirt up at Palm Meadows. Barn is 20% with horses debuting at a mile or more, so I found that stat interesting. And as I mentioned when I was talking about the Rainbow Six, Beloved Warrior gets in off the AE list for Sefi and Edgar Zayas after that third in its maiden special, finishing third in maiden special weight at this distance. Blinkers off for start number 3. Major player in there. I think you got to use that one on your ticket. So that is race number 4. And going to cost me a couple of extra bucks in there while I had to go 4 deep in the Rainbow Six. Race 5 is a 1 mile claimer, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 2 in life, $6,250. And we did have a couple of scratches in here of the 3 and the number 6. J.C. Diaz Jr. is on the 5. Lyrical looks like a major player to me with the drop to this level of $6,250 against non-winners of 2 lifetime after finishing a distant third to that unbelievable Pretty Rachel who had won 6 races in a row. That was a $10,000 claimer going a mile on the sealed sloppy track. Gilberto Zerpa, MCL Jaramillo handling certainly some class relief. If you see Pretty Rachel on the past performance lines, you know Pretty Rachel has a chance to win any race that she is in. The number 2, Luna Blast, is stretching out, followed its 12-5 maiden victory at this mile distance with a late closing third against the same caliber competition going 7 furlongs. The trainer is Rohan Crichton, and he's got Edgar Zayas handling the stretch out and distance. One other horse, the number 1, Queen Domina, is stretching out today to the mile for the first time after rallying to finish second against similar quality. That was going 5.5 furlongs. I think maybe she's part of the early pace when stretching out from the rail today. I think the horse has got to go, or at least be in that first flight this afternoon. So a compact feel for me, Lyrical, Luna Blast, and the 1, Queen Domina. Race 6 this afternoon is a 7 furlong maiden claimer for 2-year-old fillies, $16,000. Scratch the number 10 horse in here. Edwin Gonzalez is on the 9. I went with the number 8, Titanic Rose. Who's going to turn back today to 7 furlongs? Tracked the pace last time out, finished second. It was against similar quality going a mile last time out. The step up to the $16,000 level looks like sort of a lateral move to me, at least on the figure standpoint. If you look at the speed figures, this horse certainly competitive with these horses here at the $16,000 level. So put this one on top. Number 4, She Is Royalty, is making her third start after responding to both the drop down and the stretch out to the 7 furlong distance with a third place finish behind a next out winner called She's Gifted. And it was at this level and distance, so she ran well and was sort of flattered when the other horse, She's Gifted, came back to win. And then the number 6 in here, Bella Miura, is a daughter of Classic Empire, debuting for Antonio Sano. Got 8 workouts right over the Gulfstream Park main track. Edgar Zayas rides this. Got to be an interesting first-time starter. Edgar jumping aboard, as I mentioned, just been on fire with that 4-win day yesterday. So for me in race 6, the 8, Titanic Rose, the 4, She Is Royalty, and the number 6, Bella Miura. So that is race number 6. 7th race today is about 5.5 furlongs on the Tapita. Allowance optional claimer, fillies, 2-year-olds. Optional claiming price $75,000. Feature race of the afternoon. Scratch the number 2 horse. Last Leap, as I mentioned, is going to shift her focus to the Tapita today after highlighting both her class and versatility when she followed her commanding $75,000 optional claiming victory going 6 furlongs, and that was on a sealed sloppy track. Then comes back with a nice victory. We're going to show you this. We're going to pick it up from the 3/16th home when Last Leap holds on to win the Hollywood Beach. What a performance. Just won this race by a head. And there you see Last Leaf done 2-1 in here and had to work for every inch of this victory. So you'll see the stretch run here, and you can see she's on the outside, and they're getting her surrounded on the inside, on the outside, but she keeps on fighting and holds on to win this race in pretty game fashion, I would say, with all those horses closing in around her, and she holds on to win it. So Ron Spatz has Miguel Vasquez, and now she'll be trying her third surface and as many starts. So she had the slop, the turf, and now the Tapita. Number 4, Kid Keller, is a beautifully bred daughter of Ghost Zapper out of a mare called Sweet Swingin'. Kid Keller, if you know, that's the one from the League of Our Own, one of the baseball players in there. Great name with the, keying off the dam's name. So this one is trained by Mike Stidham. He's pretty solid with his horses going from turf to synthetic. He's about 16%. He's got Edgar Zayas at top, this Godolphin homebred. And won her special weight debut going 5.5 furlongs up on the Laurel Turf Course. Mike does an excellent job, so we'll see how this horse runs with Edgar in the saddle today. So Kit Keller is, I like that name, so we'll see how that goes. And then the number 3, Rapturous, who's another switching surfaces this afternoon, went up last time out, vied for the lead early on, and then drew clear through the stretch, and just was impressive to win her $50,000 career debut, going 5.5 furlongs on the dirt. Kathleen O'Connell, 3 for 10, limited sampling going into yesterday, I believe, 30% on the Tapita, so we'll see how this horse runs. But Last Leap, what a game horse that is. Kit Keller coming down from Mike Stidham, and the number 3, Rapturous. Race 8 this afternoon on the Tapita, once again at about 1.70 miles. These are for 3-year-olds or 4 and up, which have not won 3 races in life. Luca Panici will be on the 2-horse in here. Horse changing barns today, and that is Famous Gent going to the Bobby DeBono barn after the claim, and Wheels Back looking to make a 2 in a row. Let's go back and look at this race. We'll pick this one up from the 3/16 pole home when Famous Gent repels all challenges in this race. You're going to see it right now. She turns for home on the Tapita. It was just one of those nice game races. You can see the cavalry is coming here, but Famous Gent in the inside. So it looks like this horse could be 6th maybe or something, but just keeps fighting off. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 horses trying to catch this horse, but it was not the case. Gets up and wins it right at the wire there by that nostril or so. So good performance by that horse. And, the barn is 22% with new claims. You got Lionel Reyes in the saddle, so coming off that nice win for the previous connections. The number 5, Dreamliner, the Brazilian bred, now in the Saffie Joseph Jr. barn. This 5-year-old drops to the $20,000 level today on the Tapita. First start since coming up empty on the turf. That was in back-to-back $62,500 optional claimers before going to the bench last December. So coming back for Saffie Joseph Jr. And Saffie is about almost 25% with new additions to his shed row and the 180-day plus layoff. So you got good stats with this horse going into Saffie's barn and coming off the bench after the longer than 180-day layoff. You got the number 4, Diligent, hoping to receive a more suitable early pace setup after rallying to finish 3rd here at this level and distance. Eddie Plisa Jr., you're getting Edgar Zayas in the saddles today, and I think maybe the pace would be a little better for this horse this afternoon. It looks like a couple of horses have more speed in here, so that is the number 4, Diligent. So 8, 5, and 4 in race number 8. The 9th and final race today, we are going to turn the page if I can get them apart. The damp weather here has it. All right, we'll get it 1 second. Here you go. There you go. We got it. 1 mile claimer, and this is fillies and mares, and they're 3-year-olds and up, 6,250. I just went too deep in my Rainbow Six, but one of the horses I used was the 4, Grace's Drama, who's stretching out to one of our most accomplished distances. She's had 34 races at the distance, 9 wins, 5 seconds, and 10 thirds. Following she had a really nice dated claiming score going 7 furlongs, and comes back and runs a nice second against this level of opposition, going 3/4 of a mile. So I thought maybe she's worth the flyer at a little bit of a price in here. I think she's 4th choice or thereabouts on the morning line. Let me check it out. Yeah, she's 4th choice, so you get a little bit of a price in there. The number 10, nationalist who crushed this level of competition. Now, that was 3 starts back, drops today after coming up empty in consecutive races against tougher competition. Rowan Crichton's going to go with Chantal Sutherland to top this order of perspective. I think the drop is really going to help the number 10 horse in here, who is the morning line favorite. And then the number 3, She Takes Heart, third behind Grace's Drama. Now, that's when they hooked up at 7 furlongs. That was back in September. Renews the rivalry at this mile. Maybe she can turn the tables at this longer distance. Mauricio Fuentes has Marcos Meneses in the saddle this afternoon. So that's the 9 races. Taking a breath, catch my breath. I'm taking a break, catching my breath, and coming back with the lightning round.
Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new mobile pass performances. Access the most trusted information in horse racing, including exclusive buyer speed figures and DRF analysis and selections. Experience the new mobile optimized DRF pass performances on your phone from anywhere at any time. Go to drf.com/now. Use coupon code NOW to get a free single card and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand.
And welcome back to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti, about 12:17. Got a fast main track, all-weather to PETA. We're going to kick off the lightning round here. And I wanted to remind everybody once again, this is just a great thing that we're doing here for First Bet. We're giving out free Equibase past performances for all the First Racing properties, and it's available at xbtv.com, absolutely free. So if you got to, hey, I'm going to bet a race at Santa Anita, I'm going to bet a race at Golden Gate, you can just go and get the PPs free. Really nice thing that the First Bet is doing for the fans and all the bettors in here. So make sure you mark that down. Just go to XBTV. Doesn't cost you a thing. Really nice horse, one of the Salima up at Laurel, consumer spending. And this one is pre-entered in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies for Chad Brown. Was a big price in that race. And then you see the pre-entries. And I'm just thinking one of these horses, consumer spending, you mark down, I don't know what kind of price you're going to get with Chad Brown, but you can see some really nice horses in that race. You got ones from Brad Cox, Christophe Clement, so I think this horse was very impressive winning that Salima. If you got a chance, go back. You can check out all the past races on XBTV when you're going to get your free PPs. So that, I think, is something that we'll look at when those entries are taken, I believe, next week, or maybe Monday, Tuesday. I'll check on that. And then we got a horse that's running today, and this horse was so impressive breaking its maiden here, and it's Skippy Longstocking. It's entered in the $200,000 Street Sense up at Churchill Downs. Wanted to show you the maiden victory, of course, trained by Safi Joseph Jr., and just, whistles here, wins it by, I think the chart said 10.5 lengths. I think it might even be longer than that, but they have the way of doing that, but just was it impressive. So that horse will be running today at Churchill Downs in the $200,000 Street Sense. And then I want to go back and show you a really nice race yesterday for a horse called Lemieux by a son of Nyquist. So you get the hockey angle there. It scores in the Brethren Juvenile Fillies for trainer Mark Cassie, and it's a pretty nice race. This corner had broke its maiden up at Saratoga and comes back and just very impressive in there. Going to be interesting to see where this nicely bred horse will go next. Just one for fun here. Second was Fish Mooney in there. So that was a pretty nice performance. And then we had to show you the win with Make It Big in the Ocala Stud Juvenile. And this was the one where both Safi and Edgar Zayas hooked up for their 4th victory on the day. And this one I thought was going to be on the lead and showed its grit. Boy, coming off the pace this afternoon for Red Oak Farm. That afternoon for Red Oak Farm, you could see the silks there. And just a nice performance. And what a day for Safi and Edgar to want to end the lightning round by showing you that. Just a good afternoon. So, but got 30 minutes before post. We're going to turn it over to Peter Aiello for the scratches and jockey changes. And I'll be back here throughout the afternoon trying to give you some useful updates. We'll see you.